Shalom, Apostle Hawk coming back at you once again. Excuse me. I'm going to entitle this video "Some More History on the One Westers." That's a term that the infamous vocab Malone came up with. The One Westers, and this is going to. Well, this is not the original One West school we was at. We were in front of the One West school, the original school, a week ago in Harlem. And this is the school at 1941 Madison. And this is a clip from Louis Theroux Meets the Black Israelites. I'm gonna give you another clip that's a little bit longer. So let me just let you listen to this. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna speak on it. So listen up. Oh, by the way, this is Tizapawan. Then he changed his name. Okay, this is High Priest Yeshaya. He used to deal with the Friday night class. I used to always go to Friday night class. And this is Kakum. He was he got up in rank. He left during the so-called reign of Tazadakia, the so-called God sent comforter, over some stuff. I don't know all the details of it, but I mean he's still around. The high priest, he was also a high priest. High priest Yeshaya is still around. He claims he's still teaching, but the main teaching tool is the web. You know, when the scriptures say in Matthew 24, this gospel shall be preached. When this gospel is preached throughout the whole world, then the end shall come. So you're not going to be able to teach the gospel to the whole world by going on street corner to street corner. What made this Hebrew Israelite thing blow up is the web, mainly the YouTube. And when things really got hot was when the members of the GMS came on the scene, because guys, Nadanya Alaga at that time, which now he's the great Bishop Nathaniel, and I believe that name was given to him from his mother or his parents or whatever, so he kept that name. But he was on YouTube a year before us. We knew about it. We saw the video. We knew he was on there. Oh, there goes Nate, blah, blah, blah. And also Elder Rakar of the GOCC, he was on there in 2006. YouTube came on the scene in 2005. And I said, nah, we ain't gonna go on YouTube because I didn't see nothing in it. But then the Spirit had us making videos, and we had boxes of videos, and what we did was we put them on YouTube, and then after we ran out of those videos, you know, we did the lives, not the lives, but we put up videos, and we would be out there all day. If we were out there for 4 hours, you would get all 4 hours of the speaking on YouTube. But YouTube at that time was 10 minutes, and the footage was grainy. You know, you didn't have the high def at that time. But you would have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 35, part 40. You know, so that's when that's when this word began to flourish, thanks to the web, thanks to YouTube. Another precept comes to mind. I'm gonna quote it. Matthew chapter 10. I'll quote it loosely. You shall not go to all the cities until I come. Matter of fact, I don't want to butcher it up. I'm going to actually read it. Matthew. I'm gonna go to Matthew 24. These are basic foundational scriptures. Let me put in the word world. Okay, let me go to this first one. Matthew 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came up unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming? That this is yet to come to pass, and of the end of the world. End of the world, the word there, I guarantee you, is eon. Let's find out. Eon. Okay, it says ion, eon, potato. It says forever, an unbroken age, perpetuity of time, eternity, the world's universe, period of time, age. It actually means period of time or age. Like the Romans, the Roman rulership, that's when you can use the word world or eon or aeon, a period of time. The Egyptians, the rulership of the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, which was Mizraim, they wasn't called Egyptians. That came about years later when the Greeks labeled that Egypt, and what they wasn't calling themselves Egyptians. That was Mizraim, one of the sons of Ham, not the Negroes. Had to throw that in. So their rulership was over 400 years. Babylonian rulership was not even 70 years. So the Babylonian reign, or aeon or eon, was about 70 years. If you go to secular history, I think they fell in 67 years. Their rulership was actually 67 years, but the scriptures say 70. Most High doesn't always deal with exact numbers. Say that again. The Most High does not always deal with exact numbers. Say that third time. The Most High doesn't always deal with exact numbers. And now you challenge me on that, and I'll prove that. And when I prove that, you become an atheist. That's why you got to go into the root words. That's what the term hermeneutics is all about. When you look up the word hermeneutics, the definition is going into root words, interpretations. Okay, so now let's go. Let's come back. Okay, I got to bring this up again. Okay, world. 14th verse, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. Let me see. The word world should be oikomeni. Let's find out. Like the wise old owl said, let's find out. Okay, so yep, bingo, oikomeni. Oikomeni. So what does oikomeni mean? The inhabited earth. That's what it means. The Roman Empire, yep, because the scriptures say that the Roman Empire took the whole world, meaning the whole known world. But the correct definition is the inhabited earth. Let me do this again. Okay, this gospel show of the kingdom shall be preached. Let's look up the word preached. The actual word for preach, when you go into the etymology of the word, it actually means to prophesy. So your preach on Sunday is not preaching. Okay, so let's look up the word preached. Keruso. To be a herald. A herald, another word for a herald is a prophet. To officiate as a herald, which means a prophet. Look it up. To proclaim after the manner of a herald, always with the suggestion of formality, gravity, and authority, which must be listened to and obeyed. To publish. What does the word publish mean? To make it known to the people. Proclaim openly. That's why we, teach this knowledge openly. Something which has been done, or should be something that will be done. Use of the public proclamation of the gospel. Gospel meaning good news, glad tidings, and matters pertaining to it, made by John the Baptist, which is Elijah, by our Lord, Yahushua, by the apostles and other Christian leaders. Now, Christian leaders, the word there should be Israelite leaders of the elect. Okay, so now let's go back to that. I just wanted to bring, oh, you know what? Matthew 10. Let's go to Matthew 10. Basic foundational scriptures. BFS. Okay, let me put in the word city. Okay, 23rd verse. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. So if you think you're going to go from city to city to city, it's not going to happen. What pushes this gospel, when you go back to Matthew 24, and it says this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, and the end shall come. How was it pushed to the whole world? And the word there was oikoumene, the inhabited earth, through the web. So now let's go. And the scriptures say, make full proof of thy ministry. Use anything to push this ministry out so the whole world can hear it, because Israelites are scattered throughout the whole world. So when Yeshaya made the statement on Sarnetta's show, I never stopped teaching, responding to what I said. I made a video. I said, you stopped teaching. He said, I never stopped teaching. He was responding to myself. And he should have been on the web, all right? And the scripture says others have entered into their labor, right? So now let's come back. If I can find it. Okay, here, I think this is, okay, good, boom. Let's go ahead. Okay, this is High Priest Kazak. High Priest Arya, famous for going into a lot of prophetic breakdowns. I kind of teach like Arya, because all Arya did over and over and over and over and over again. He went into the history, he went into the Hebrew, he went into the High Holy Days, but when it came to the scriptures, he went into Revelation 10, Revelation 11, Revelation 17, Revelation 18, Revelation 21, Daniel 7, Daniel 2, Daniel 8, Ezekiel 3. One of the main scriptures he would always bring out was Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Eat this roll, one of the most important precepts, eat this roll and go and teach the sons of Israel. This is High Priest Arya. Now, Shaw was a part of him, but Shaw wasn't here that day, so I was hoping that Shaw was going to be there, which is High Priest Shaw. Anyway, let's go on. Oh, now, I think it was Vocab that said that they didn't teach the New Testament. Well, wait a minute. When you hear the salute, Yahweh Shai is the name of the Lord. So we're praising the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. So how in the hell are we going to praise Yahweh Shai if we're not dealing with the New Testament? So let's move on.
Can I give you a list of historical figures, prominent figures from history, and you'll tell me whether or not they were white or black? Sure. Give me those. Where do we start? Okay. Beethoven, black. Mozart.
Beethoven and Mozart were both so-called black men, and they're here today. In my spiritual opinion, I'll say it that way, Beethoven is Stevie Wonder, and Mozart is Prince. Yeah, I was watching an interview with Prince on Arsenio Hall when he had the second show. He made a comeback, and that's when Prince had a full afro, and Prince was more talkative, you know. And Arsenio Hall asked him if he watches those musical shows like The Voice, the American Idol, you know, those type of shows. And he said, "Nah, I really don't get into it, but I watched it once or twice. And when I watched them singing songs, I couldn't help but rearranging the songs in my head." When he said that, I thought about the movie, the scene in the movie Amadeus, which everybody should watch that movie if you can watch it. I believe it's still on Netflix. If you got Netflix, everybody's cutting Netflix, but I believe it's on Netflix. And when you watch that movie, you can clearly see that the actor that played, but he was an Edomite, the actor that played Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, that's Prince. He trying his best, the way he was dressing, you know, the way he carried himself. But anyway, there was a scene with Anthony Serlano, if I'm saying his name right. He was a composer, musical director under the king, the royalty, and they discovered Mozart, and Anthony put this tune together. It was a nice tune. But Mozart said, "Oh, I like it. It's very nice. It's very cute, or whatever." He said, "But let's add a little more to it." And he brought it to a higher level, and you can see Anthony get mad. So you got to watch the movie. So that's what I thought of, because when he heard that tune, he rearranged it in his head, and that's what Prince said on the Arsenio Hall show. I couldn't help, when I listened to these songs, to rearrange those songs in my head. You know, that's my spiritual opinion, okay? So let's listen on. Because we're spiritual men, as Ariad pulled me to the side and said, "You're a spiritual man, Tahar. You know how I know that you're a spiritual man? Because I'm a spiritual man."
Cleopatra. She looked black. She looked black. She was white.
Yeah, Cleopatra. There was more than one Cleopatra. The Cleopatra during the time of the Epiphanes, the four generals. I believe that was one of the daughters of one of the Ptolemies, and then you had another Cleopatra that they made a movie about with Elizabeth Taylor, and that was during the time period of the triumvirate. Look that word up, the triumvirate of Rome. And both of those Cleopatras were Edomites that looked black. I believe the one during the time of the Ptolemies. So they were Edomites that looked Jake. That's where the whole thing about the tears come into play. He said, that was beautiful. Well said. I couldn't say it better myself. He said, it's not the color of your skin that you're being judged by. It's the seed of your fathers. Okay. Let me see if I can find this. Give me a second. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. I hadn't gone through this in years. Come on. Okay. Y'all are already putting in the comment section. Let me see, 10 months. Let me try this. 10 months. See what comes up. Bear with me. See, now it's not giving me the Apocrypha. Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. Let me do it this way. Okay, let me do it this way. Let me put in 10 months again. I don't know why it's not the Apocrypha is not coming up. Anyway, somebody put it in there. Somebody put it in there. It's in the Wisdom of Solomon. I'm not going to go crazy trying to find it. Let me do this. Let me do this. Try it one more time. Bear me. Okay, Apocrypha. Let me go to Apocrypha. Okay, let me go 10 months. Let me try this. 10 months. It's not giving it to me. I got to mess with this. It ain't giving it to me, but it's in the Wisdom of Solomon. It speaks about the seed of the father. Okay, let's go back. Abraham Lincoln is a so-called Jew. So now let me come back. Bear with me for a minute. This one is a little bit longer. Let's see what's.
Can I give you a list of historical figures, prominent figures from history, and you'll tell me whether or not they were white or black? Shoot, give me that. Where do we start? Okay, Beethoven, black. Mozart, Cleopatra. She looked black. She looked black. Listen, you don't answer my question. Not the color of the skin. Seed of your father. William Shakespeare. Undoubtedly black. Without question. That's still in the face. What do you mean? You don't know if he's black or white? We're not saying that he was black. Christopher Columbus. Henry VIII. Black. The people that you swear are white, they're black. For example, famous singer. It's like a white man. Dances like a black man. Sings like a black man. Black. Two. Jones. One thing. It's black. Trace your family. If you happen to be one of us, if you're not, you'll see him get too. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.
Okay, so that's what I found. Anyway. Okay, this one is longer. All right. Let me check out this one. Thanks. This is Shabar. And he's the one that committed suicide years ago. He stayed, when the split happened, he stayed with Ariana and them, and he was in my camp, tried to set me up too.
I think the BBC. Louis Theroux. What's your title? Presenter? Yeah. Okay, yeah, oh yeah. I'm going to see your ID and your ID. Is everyone wearing their normal clothing, or is this a special occasion? No, this is the occasion when we dress out dress. You can get all of it. Yeah. changing.
Coming back on the white head. And he's coming back. He's going to take down the white head. Even that's why you're focused on it. It's going to have somebody to that.
You really see that was a doctrine of the one Westers, which that really came from Ariyah, and we just taught it, So you can't say, well, you said that, you prophesied. No, I didn't prophesy that. I regurgitated what I heard from the men over me. All right, like Cornelius, we used to teach that Cornelius was an Edomite. We found out, after the splits, that Cornelius was in fact an Israelite.
Of course.
Good, how you doing?
My name is Chief Baptist Shai. Therefore, there's no the whole fact. We are aware of the fact that the reason classified in this fact as the black supremacist of his group, perfectly clear, were a so-called religious heritage that totally, wholeheartedly in the Bible.
I noticed you've got a couple of video cameras going. Are you taping this as well?
Let me bring that back.
Couple of video cameras going. Are you taping?
That's Tazadakia, the so-called God sent comforter. But the Lord, the Spirit didn't tell him at that time. He was just a cameraman. He was a cameraman, water boy, little guy. He was an understudy under me when I used to teach my Monday night class. If I was running late, because I was working at a particular job, if I was running late, which I never got there late, but he was there, to teach until I got there. He was like the backup man. But that's his position. He's a cameraman. Now, how he got all the way up to the top, I don't know. That's for somebody else to tell that story. I wasn't there when all this mess happened. And they basically threw him the school, which was first known the Israeli school, not the Israelite school. You have General Yohana saying the Israelite school goes back to 1969. No, it doesn't. It's the Israeli school, two different schools. I have my priest card from back in the early 80s. I still got my card. I can show you the card.
Certainly for security reasons and so on and so forth. But I just want to show you something that's very interesting in this book. That the original rulers of England and Britain were black. It sounds nuts to you.
Meaning they were Israelites.
May I come up? Sure, you can come up and have a look. Okay, no, we're not going to attack you. We're not shocked. You see the black court officers here. You see the prosecutors here. These are black families. No, we're not going to attack you. We're not shocked. You see the black court officers here. You see the prosecutors sitting here. These are black families. All of them from Westminster Abbey, from Windsor, from all of these places.
I don't know. That's kind of borderline.
Now, wait a minute. There's no borderline. It's borderline.
Yeah, they'll see icon or fresco or mosaic with a guy that obviously looks like an afro and a beard, but he's, he looks white, his complexion is white. Look, you had Israelites that were light skinned because we had concubines, we had, children, offspring through our concubines, which a lot of them were Edomite women. So you had Israelites as far, you can go as far back as you want to go back. You go to the time of King David. Before that, during the time of the Maccabees, you had Israelites that looked, that had so-called Edomitish features.
When you're on track, you see that these guys are black. Borderline. It's not borderline. It looks like charcoal to me. That's King George, the name. The light-skinned black man. You clearly see the black man. Do you see that with your glasses? These are black men. Can you see that these are black men? In the picture, right? I'm asking you a question without waiting for any threats. Can you see that these are black? They are black people. Give me a hand. We gotta give me a little hand. All right. I finally came out. What you do historically? You come in and you whitewash. Jesus is a black man. They know that. When you come to America, you go to England or wherever, it's a black man. Now you want to talk about hatred and racism? That's blatant hatred and racism. So you.
Yeah, well, that's true. Blatant race, hatred, and racism. For you to tear down so-called black images. When I say black, I'm talking about dark-skinned people, and put up people of your South. That's what the Renaissance is all about. The Renaissance period was all about so-called white supremacy. So the Roman Catholic Church, it will be a hate group. Why, when you go to the Southern Poverty Law Center, why isn't the Roman Catholic Church or any of these churches from the South, why aren't they called the Baptists? Why aren't they called hate groups? Because they put up images of white people, of the saints of the Most High, of Yahushua as being white. At the Sistine Chapel, matter of fact, let's go to that. The Sistine Chapel. Let me come out of this. Let me see if I can spell that right. Sistine Chapel ceiling. Okay, let's go to images. Okay, I gotta blow this up. This is supposed to be the Most High with a negligee on. And he's touching the finger of a naked, supposed to be Adam with a micro penis and a bunch of, look like little boys around him. But I wanted to go, let me see. I wanted to get a full picture. Okay, here's another good one. Sistine Chapel. What do you see? This is supposedly is going on in heaven. This is what they teach you in the church. If you go to heaven, you're gonna be butt naked. You're gonna be butt ass naked. Butt naked. Let me see. Okay, no, that's not it. That's not it. I'm looking for Michael or Archangel beating the hell out of the devil. Bear me for a minute. I'm sure they deliberately left that out. Oh boy, boy, boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, the officer took that out. Sistine Chapel ceiling. Angel, let me do this. Angel beats the devil. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, they don't want to show that. Hold tight. Hey, they deliberately took that out. The devil, you know. You see an Edomite fighting off, look like black Puerto Ricans and Dominicans with wings on their back and horns coming out their head. Let me do this. Sistine Chapel. Try it this way. Yeah, they definitely. Let's do this. Can't even find it. You just got to bear with me. See, this devil don't want the truth to come out. They showed you Michael the Archangel supposedly beaten down. Can't find it. They took it out. They're not showing you that. Let me do this. Try this. You know what? I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to the video. Please forgive me.
And eventually you have to go to the money in our piece of that.
Completely. You
And
blown
sent
in.
and traveled all over the world constantly. Traveled all over. So they keep our priests out. Money. Oh.
Can I give you a list of historical figures, prominent figures from history, and you'll tell me whether or not they were white or black?
Shoot, give me that.
Where do we start? Okay, Beethoven, black. Mozart, Cleopatra.
Anyway, we saw it. I'm gonna try one more thing. Let me see. Do it this way. Try it one more time. It may come up. They're not going to show you Michael the Archangel beating the hell out of Jake. This is called hiding the truth. Let me see. Let me see. I think I found it. And they changed this up. This is, they got him looking more like an Edomite, but there's an actual, the Sistine Chapel is actually a guy that clearly looks like a Jake. They definitely took it out, so we won't be able to criticize it. Let me try this one. Okay, you see the features. He got that monkey looking feature. This one looks black. And that's the great Edomite fighting them off. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.